Three things that will help you get unlimited motivation. An unlimited, constantly engine driver that help you keep doing what you want to do. And yes, a lot of time, I believe we do a lot of things that we just might not see the result right away. And we struggle a lot throughout those process, honestly. And even for me, like right now, I'm so early on in college doing real estate agent at the same time. I seen the market, how much struggle I get. And yes, it's true that we always have failure moment and it's always so hard. The learning curve is super hard. It's just the learning curve take a while and it take time. It really can get some people burned out. So I've seen a lot of people that quit right away just because they approach to that learning curve and it's just simply the mountain is too high for them to climb over. And I'm doing this for documentary reason, content creating, because I realized in my life there's so much time we should document these moments of growth and we should see and go back and look at our journey. Eventually we see how much we have done before. But let's jump back in the topic like I mentioned before. First thing I want you to know, to able to obtain unlimited motivation, you have to have consistency. This is the biggest engine driver, I'll say. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Consistency brings in motivation. I'll give you a perfect example here. Going to the gym. If you're not disciplined enough and not consistent enough going to the gym, you will eventually lose motivation very fast because you don't see any result right away. In today's world, I believe everyone just want to chase instant gratitude. They just want that money so quick. They just want to get booked so quick. Like everything take time, and I think as human we should really be more patient for it too. Like even me personally, I think I'd be in a rush too. I want to make a sale so bad that I'm out there running every day, but I realize everything takes time. You need time to get experience. You need to time to experience those failure moment. You need time to experience that um the learning curve. Like there's so much more we can learn in the world, but you can't learn everything. And like I mentioned before, you can have anything you want, but you can't have everything. And so that's why you need to keep up a consistency of doing something. If even on a bad day, like yesterday, I did not want to go to the gym, but I forced myself to with a discipline and a consistent because I know in order to obtain my body health, a healthy body and a good feeling of it, I'm gonna have to keep going to the gym and eventually it will bring back to that motivation. I was feeling unmotivated to even leave the room at first. But after I got to the gym, I felt the power it was coming into me and I just started hitting it. I feel more fit afterward. I feel so much better. I feel like I just came back alive. And that's how important consistency is. Because as long as you're constantly doing something, you're gonna eventually get into the habit of it. Think about time you brush your teeth. You brush your teeth every day, right? Morning and night, or even sometimes lunchtime. In order to form those consistency, by doing that thing, it becomes so much easier, which you'll have more motivation of doing it because it's so simple. You're gonna recognize. So that's why some people you've seen them, they're really, really, really rich, and even millionaire I talk to, they constantly focus on one thing at a time and they make sure it's consistent. And eventually they reach their goal, which is being consistent, help them getting there. And they're gonna mix it look like they're doing it so easy. One days of practice, I mean, one days of work you've seen people do, it may be 10 years of grind and the hard work they put in. So consistency is the first thing you need to know. Next, your goal and your dream have to be clear. You have to set your mind into a motivational aspect. When you're doing something, you will feel like you're enjoying doing it because you know it's your goal and your dream. It's gonna eventually come as long as you just keep being consistent in doing that thing. A lot of time we give up on too much thing that we just think that we don't see any result right away. And many stuff we do, it may take years and years and years to build up in order to get to a certain level that you expected. and which in today's world I don't see any of that much anymore. Even myself personally, I as a real estate agent, that's probably my one of my goal to have throughout my college. I want to get into the industry and get to learn more of the housing and eventually jump into helping more people out, building high-rise development, all that fun stuff. But I know it take a lot of time to learn the basic fundamental and getting past that learning curve. And it just I know that it's in my head. Whenever I get lost, I come back thinking about that, like, if I keep going, what if the next chance, what if the next time I go show a house, I go talk to a customer, I land a deal? What if the next development that I was able to invest in, what if the next house that I was able to invest in, the location was so good that appreciation rises so fast? Like, those are all the things that comes in mind because it's part of my goal and dream. And some people are just lost in what they are doing because they don't even know what they want. You have to simply figuring out what you want and you simply go do that thing every day and your life becomes so much easier because every day you're doing slowly a little bit better, you're getting slowly a little bit closer to that thing that you want to reach. So in this case, it's like working thing backward. You look at your eventually your goal, your final destination you want to reach to, and you work the way back because what here makes a difference is that by knowing your goal and working backward, you know how closer you are. So every time you fail, you're a little bit closer. You work, you're a little bit closer every day just by putting in that little bit of extra juice of hard work, which a lot of people do not want to even risk of doing it. And I encourage people to risk at a young age. Like, I honestly seen the risk I took, but it was a little bit insane what I'd done before in investing. I really wish I'd gone back, but there's no going back. You have to keep moving forward, just like in any business industry. If there's new technology, you have to learn to adapt it and move along with the society. Meanwhile, keeping your goal and your dream in mind, you're still reaching that goal. It's just different paths. Not everyone have to be the same. You don't have to follow the route Elon took. You don't have to follow the route that Mark Zuckerberg took. Like, you could define your own unique way as long you know your dream and your goal. Because I know they have a dream and a goal as well. So they work towards it every day. And lastly, failure. You're gonna experience this and you're gonna have to embrace this. Us as a human, we have to learn how to embrace failure and we have to learn how to learn from those failure moments. If we just can't accept our failure, we won't grow. We need to have a growth mindset that allow us to accept our failure and learn from it. And so next time we could prevent this mistake from happening. And even better is sharing these experiences. Like right now, I'm documenting all this because I want to share my life throughout time and document and look back later on how I was during a certain time in my life. So it helped me better either coaching someone younger or helping someone else, mentoring someone younger, even later on in generation. But a lot I've seen right now, people are not accepting failure. Just for example, getting trying to get internship. Not not much people accept the fact that they get rejected from one and just give up. I should see that people are just constantly outgoing, getting more and more, getting more rejection and learning from those rejection. So, for example, if a client did not want to work with me of listing a house in real estate, what are some way that I could do to improve my quality of work or improve the person who I am? But in this case, don't get me wrong, you have to be yourself as well. You have to learn to know who you truly are. As long as you know who you are and what your value is worth, you can accept those failure and learn from it and grow from it, and you will become better than the day before. We all learn from mistake, and this famous thing, this is probably like the best quote I heard. When someone trying to tell you something, you're trying to teach someone something, regardless however much you tell them, they're gonna have to fail it themselves in order to learn that thing. If you get what I'm saying here. For example, a baby learning how to walk, regardless how much you tell them, right? They're not gonna understand you. They're gonna have to take that step themselves. So you have to go out there, take the step yourself, and learn and embrace the failure and learn and grow from it. That's how we become better as human. But even in today's society, don't get me wrong, I'm not disrespecting any school or whatsoever. But I even feel like in college and life and work, we have too much expectation of someone judging our answer being correct or not. So, for example, if I were learning how to do a certain thing or answering a certain question on a test, if I answered it wrong, I'm gonna automatically be marked as wrong, and I'm gonna assume that what I've done was wrong. I mean, it's true on a fundamental side, but from a growth mindset, I look at it like, why should this be the only answer? We shouldn't be determined by one answer, just like there's so much path towards success and making money or even running business. So I really want you to embrace the idea of able to fail. Being it's nothing wrong being a failure, regardless what everyone say. Like I done so much stuff that I think was just not worth it. You just have to keep trying until you hit one time. You get it right, and you're excellent. You're just golden at that point. You just need that one chance. It's that simple, but it take a lot of risk and it take a lot of failure to get there. Some people may be lucky; they just try one time and they get it, but most people doesn't, right? So you have to keep trying and keep failing and embrace and learn. So now, eventually, I hope you guys enjoy this. Keep in your mind, mark this down on your paper, on your word. Consistency, knowing your goal and your dream, and embrace failure. As long as you could keep three things in your mind and practice these over time, trust me, you will have unlimited motivation. You will not feel tired in what you're doing. The only reason I love what I'm doing, I could do school and I could do real estate at the same time, is because how much passion and love I have for it. Because I'm doing something that I truly love. And I know what I'm doing it for. And I know my goal and dream. And I know where my final destination is, how I'm working backward. And I know throughout this journey, I'm going to experience failure because it's part of the journey. So, yeah, as always, I'm here rooting for you. Glad you could watch to here to the end. Support, subscribe, follow for more for me to have motivation to make video like these.